following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
See you tonight. Be good.
Walt Disney presents The Wonderful World of Color.
Fantasy on Skis. And now your host, Walt Disney.
Would you like some coffee, Mr. Disney?
Yes, thanks, black.
Okay.
You know, there are millions of human snowbirds who get the urge to ski and flock to the higher altitudes at the first sign of a snowfall. Then many, like myself, just go to watch, ride the chairlift, and take colored pictures. And wish that we were 30 years younger. There are also those who come to live and work in the snow resorts because they love the sport so much. They're so dedicated to skiing that they merely tolerate summer.
Join us, Mr. Disney?
No thanks. I'll watch. Hey, hold it, fellas. Thanks.
Gee, he looks familiar. That's Walt, stupid. Come on.
As for the youngsters, it's only a short jump from the playpen to the ski slope.
Hey, wait for me!
As soon as they learn to walk, they're on skis. These youngsters are the champions of the future, and this is their story. It takes place in Aspen, Colorado, and the parts are played by the townspeople themselves. The butcher, the doctor, the innkeeper, all expert skiers. It was through their efforts this story was made possible.
These are the Alps of America, which reach up to heights of over 2 miles. Once they were something to be bypassed and avoided when the heavy snows came. Today, they are winter playgrounds for thousands of skiers. Wherever you see skiers, you'll find ski patrollers. They continually check the ski runs for safety and give first aid in case of an accident. And they're always on the lookout for dangerous avalanche conditions. With so many skiers on the slopes, there are bound to be incidents. And it was one of these incidents that our story is about. It struck with suddenness and was to involve the townspeople and a youngster named Susie, who lives in this ski lodge on top of Aspen Mountain. All of the skiers who visit here know Susie and her closest friend Bruno. 150 pounds of pure St. Bernard. Susie thinks skiing, lives skiing, and dreams skiing. The biggest event in her future is the coming ski festival, in which the whole community participates. To win the children's race is the most important thing in her life. She learns a great deal by watching the form and techniques of the famous Olympic skiers who come here from all over the world to compete in the festival. These champions are Susie's heroes, and like any youngster, she imitates their style, and they go out of their way to give her points. When you grow up among good skiers like these, it's only natural that you'd want to be one of the best. But to win races, you've got to have good skis, and Susie's are just 2 slats of old, tired wood. And when you're saving for something special like new racing skis, you put your money in a good, solid bank. And Susie keeps a record of her savings, a do-it-yourself bank book. Her day starts much earlier than most 9-year-olds. She has to ski 3 miles down the mountain to school. But at the moment, her mind is on bank books, not school books. It's up to Mother to get Susie on her way.
You'd better hurry or you'll be late for school. And here are your books, honey. There. Bye, honey.
Susie has a daily chore to do before she goes to school. Each morning, she delivers the guests' mail to the village. For this, she earns her weekly allowance. And this is a very important day for Susie. She only needs 50 cents more to buy those new racing skis, and today is payday. No wonder she's excited.
Here's another one, Susie. Thank you.
Come on, Bruno.
Bye-bye, Susie.
Hi, Susie.
The only way to keep a persistent, irresistible force like Bruno from following you to school is to tie him to an immovable object. It takes a big rope for a St. Bernard.
See you tonight, Bruno. Be a good boy.
Ski bindings are extremely tight. Once they are clamped to your boots, your skis become part of you.
Bye, Bruno.
Most youngsters go to school on a school bus or a bike, but most of the children in Aspen get there on skis. It's a long 3 miles to school, but Susie loves every foot of it. She has friends along the way. This is Frisky. And this is Porky. She doesn't pet him. faster slopes give her a good opportunity to practice racing techniques. Over the big bumps and sudden dips, she improves her timing of tight turns. A good racer must be able to ski on all types of terrain, or, whoops, you might lose your balance and your hat. This was a big day for Bruno, too. It wasn't often that he could follow Susie to school. Whenever Susie's ski patrol friends, Fred and Ross, catch sight of her, they swoop down like eagles out of the sky and escort her to the base of the slope.
Thanks for the lift. Bye.
The mail has to get through. And so, Susie is tardy again. Heavy ski boots are not made for tiptoeing.
You're late again.
Susie, you're late? See that it doesn't happen again. Now, please turn to page 65 and catch up with the rest of the class.
Trying to find Susie's skis in this thicket takes the patience of a saint. A Saint Bernard, that is, with a keen sense of smell. If there's one sure thing about geography these youngsters know, it's the location of all the principal ski areas in the world.
Oh, I went down south for to see my Sal, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. My Sally is a spunky gal, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. Fare thee well, fare thee well, fare thee well, my fairy fay. For I'm going to Louisiana for to see my Susiana, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. Oh, my Sal, she am a maiden fair, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all the day. With curly eyes and laughing hair, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all day. Farewell, farewell, fare thee well, my fairy fay. For I'm going to Louisiana for to see my Susiana, sing Polly Wolly Doodle all the day.
Class dismissed now.
Oh, Bruno, gosh. Sorry, you broke loose and came to school. But I'm glad you did.
Every day after school, Susie paid a visit to a certain store on Main Street. She wanted to make sure that a very special pair of racing skis was still on sale.
Oh, boy, they're still here.
And then something happened.
No!
That was just too close for comfort. The next thing Susie desired most was a gold ski medal. But so does every other youngster in the village. This will have to be won. The only way up the mountain is by chairlift, and Susie was a daily commuter. It's not as fast as a school bus, but it's a lot more fun. And there's nothing like having a big, shaggy fur coat next to you. Susie was in a hurry to see her father. This is payday. It's not polite to ask for money, but a hint such as showing your empty mail pouch should get results. This is the biggest and most important 50 cents she had ever earned. When you're the only youngster who lives on the mountain, you've got to have someone to talk to. So Susie told her dolls all about the new skis.
The blue one.
When you're in a hurry, this is the best way to open a bank. Tomorrow would be Saturday. Susie could spend the whole day trying out her new racing skis. In fact, everyone in the village would be on the slopes practicing for the festival. Fresh snow is always welcomed by skiers, but sometimes it can come too fast and too heavy. If the storm continues, the ski patrol would have to close down the mountain, and there would be no skiing in the morning. But there's no point in worrying about tomorrow until it comes. The blizzard outside had one good feature, for Bruno, that is. He was permitted to stay in Susie's room for the night.
Meow.
And that was fun for both of them.
Meow.
It's time for bed, Susie.
Before lights out, there's the usual bedtime story. Peter Pan is one of Susie's favorites.
Nana looks just like Bruno.
Yes. He's ready for bed, dear. He's had an exciting day. And so have you, Susie. put the book away for tonight.
In the crisp, clear mountain air, it's almost impossible to stay awake.
Night, dear.
over. I hope they haven't closed the ski runs.
Ski patrols were out early checking the runs. After a heavy storm, there's always the danger of avalanches, and it doesn't take much to trigger one. Until snow conditions became safer, several areas were posted as dangerous. When the surveys were completed, the results were indicated on a map of the mountain. Only one ski run was open. All of the other slopes were closed. Their next step is to phone this information to the people who live on the mountain, and they knew that a very special friend was waiting anxiously for their call.
Down. I said down. Captain Hook has tried to shoot down Wendy. The pirates laughed when he missed. But the captain said, so... I'll bet it's the ski patrol.
Hello? Central Ski Patrol? Yes. The runs are closed. 4 is open.
Hooray, I can ski!
To get to the safe, unposted slope, Susie had to go quite a distance. In the deep, fresh snow, it was a good opportunity to get the feel of her new skis. Susie was in a hurry, so she took a shortcut across the face of the mountain. The big ones start out quietly without a sign of warning, and before you know it, you're in big trouble. And if your skis are anchored in the snow, you just can't get out. Susie had mentioned Anne to her mother.
Susie isn't home yet. Did Anne see her?
Just a minute. Anne, did you see Susie at ski practice this afternoon?
No, she wasn't there, Mother.
No. I'm sorry, Mrs. Worth. Anne said she wasn't there.
Please call me if there's anything else we can do. Yes, thank you. We'll keep trying. She wasn't at ski practice.
There was only one call left to make. Ski Patrol Headquarters. On duty at the time were Susie's 2 friends. They had patrolled the open slopes until all the skiers had left. Susie hadn't been among them. To cover such a large area would take a lot of men, and it would soon be dark. They had to move fast.
Don't worry. We'll find her.
Oh, I hope so.
The townspeople drop everything when they hear this bell.
Doc, listen.
Meet at patrol headquarters.
Tomorrow's edition can wait. Local calls are cut off, and the operator recruits more volunteers. At ski patrol headquarters, the rescue toboggan was loaded with first aid supplies. When the doctor arrived with his oxygen equipment, they were ready to go.
Okay, let's get going.
The chairlift was the only way to the top, and it would take many precious minutes. On the mountainside, another searcher was already covering the slopes. Only a St. Bernard like Bruno could follow a scent in the snow. All that he can do now is huddle close to prevent Susie from freezing. His devotion would never permit him to leave her side. By the time they reached the top, the temperature had dropped below freezing. To better cover the large area, they broke up into several parties and started out in opposite directions to comb the mountainside. Their supply of flares would give them only a couple of hours' light. After that, well, it would be pretty hopeless without flares, and morning would be too late.
Over this way.
Susie! Susie! Oh, Susie!
How do you find a little girl lost on a snow-covered mountain? The same way you try to find a snowflake on a vast white blanket. You just keep trying and hope for a miracle. Here was their first break. At one of the warning signs, pushed over by a small snowslide, they found some evidence of ski tracks.
That's Bruno. That's the dog. It sounds like it might have come from over there. Let's go. Over there? Yeah, beyond that ridge. Come on, man. Take it easy, Susie. We're here. You all right? Get the blankets ready. Jim, light some more flares. Ernie, hand me that shovel. Hurry with that toboggan. Come on, let's hurry. Hi, honey. Daddy. You all right?
It's awful cold.
Bring the toboggan closer. Over here, Bill. Good boy, Bruno. Here's Doc. Living room. Bring the toboggan closer. Remove those blankets. Take it easy, Susie. Okay. Boys, let's get her off this hill. Come on, men. Don't forget her poles.
A more thorough examination by the doctor would have to wait until they got her down to ski headquarters. The important thing at the moment was to get her to a dry, warm place. In true St. Bernard tradition, Bruno would not leave Susie's side.
Susie, you just lie still and we'll take your blood pressure. That's the girl. I'm almost through, Susie.
It didn't appear that there was anything seriously wrong with Susie, but a doctor always makes sure. And Susie was afraid the doctor would find something that would keep her out of the carnival. Susie's father knew that her mother was anxiously waiting for the call.
My pole sure was bent. I'm glad it wasn't me.
To the townspeople of Aspen, this is the biggest event of the year. To Susie, it's the most important day of her life.
And now for the special opening event. The ski instructors exhibition team. As most of you know, some of these men are former Olympic champions, and they represent many countries. Norway, Austria, Switzerland, Sweden. There are a couple of our local boys on this team, too. Let's take off our mittens and give them a big hand. And now for some south of the border skiing. These snowbound cha-cha-cha dancers are Carl and Pierre. Both are Olympic skiers, and they've been practicing for this all week. Youngsters, take the chairlift to the start of the races. The 6 to 8-year-olds will go first, and there are balloons for everyone. Everyone, be sure and get your numbers from the official starter.
There are two basic rules for racing. Stay on your feet and get down the slope as fast as you can. Correct form and skiing technique is forgotten here. Finish any way you can and beat that stopwatch. At the finish line, the time of each contestant is recorded on a scoreboard. No one will know who wins until everyone is finished. Only one thing is certain. There's going to be a tie for last place.
Advance, juniors, next at the starting line.
These are the ones Susie will have to beat. It's the waiting for your turn that gets you. So you do things to relieve the tension. Future Olympic material here today.
57 and 1/2 seconds.
That'll be hard to beat. Susie's best practice time was 62. .56 3/10 seconds. Susie had done it. She would receive her award when the adult races were over. These masters of the sport are Susie's heroes. It's the hope of any youngster who skis to someday be as good as this. They are the finest competitive skiers in the world. Some are former Olympic champions. Many have their names in the international racing record, and they are all racing against time. If they miss a gate or straddle a pole, they will be disqualified. But they take chances, cutting inside the flagpoles paper thin. The bumps and sudden dips don't show at speeds up to 70 miles an hour. You're upon them before you can judge them. And then comes the biggest thrill of all, especially for the winners. This is the happiest day of Susie's life, one she will always remember. For how can you forget winning your first big competition and standing beside the adult champions? Susie and many youngsters like her will go on to win other medals. And from their generation, we can look for the champions of the future. And then Susie remembered Bruno. Perhaps she wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for him. Anyway, you're supposed to share things with your best friend.
In behalf of the thousands of skiers everywhere, and especially in behalf of Susie and her St. Bernard, I would like to take this opportunity to pay tribute to the men of the Ski Patrol. The men who give their time and talents to rescue work and to making the ski runs and slopes safer for all of us. The men who are helping to make skiing one of the fastest growing sports in the world. So, to all ski patrols everywhere, our many, many thanks.